Finance just asked where the marketing budget went this month, and you're staring at 5 different dashboards trying to piece together an answer that doesn't sound like guesswork. You know you spent the money, you're just not sure what it bought you. This is the ad spend tracking problem. Algorithms are deciding how your dollars get spent while you're left explaining the impact of decisions you never actually made. The gap between what you plan to spend and what platforms actually did to optimize keeps growing, and every month you're scrambling to justify the difference. Without proper tracking, you're not managing your budget and ensuring ad dollars are helping to drive business growth. In this video, I'll show you how to take back control so you know exactly where every dollar goes, why it went there, and what it delivered. What makes ad spend tracking valuable? Ad spend tracking shows where your budget flows across channels like Meta, YouTube, and TikTok, but tracking alone doesn't solve anything. What makes it valuable is linking spend data with performance results, which means determining which investments drive outcomes and which ones are draining resources. Think of your spend report as your bank statement for marketing. You see what was spent, compare it to the plan, and catch problems before money disappears. More importantly, it's the first step in proving ROI, so you're trading gut feelings for evidence that holds up in finance meetings. Skip this step and you're gambling with your budget instead of managing it. Why platform metrics work against you. Algorithms optimize for conversions, not budget protection. So when you rely on platforms for tracking spend, costs pass your limits while the algorithm chases short-term goals. What looks efficient in a dashboard doesn't always match your strategy or reflect true ROI, which means you're optimizing for the platform's goals instead of yours. And when you shift spend between platforms, say from TikTok to Instagram, overspending or missed adjustments happen before you notice. Testing smaller channels where you have more control sounds smart, but it multiplies the tracking challenge because now you need sharper visibility to see what works and what to cut. That's why more teams turn to centralized marketing intelligence platforms like Funnel. Bringing data from every channel into one place and normalizing it, you get a consistent view of performance and a reliable foundation for budget decisions. 3 ways to track your ad spend. Let me walk you through 3 approaches from manual to fully automated so you can see what each one solves and where each one breaks down. Spreadsheets are manual but familiar. Start by dividing your annual budget into monthly, weekly, and daily limits, adjusting for seasonality so peaks like Black Friday get the support they need. Build a Google Sheet with those budget limits as targets. Then, at the end of each week or month, copy spend data from your ad platforms and compare planned versus actual side by side. Create a simple bar or line chart to see if you're under, over, or on track. Then check it regularly and make small course corrections instead of waiting until a campaign ends and discovering you overspent by 20%. While spreadsheets are a fair starting point, there are obvious issues. The process is manual and backward-looking, so you're tracking results, but you don't have real-time visibility or flexibility when requesting new budgets. And when you're running multiple platforms, the copy and align work turns into a part-time job where errors slip through and you're never confident the numbers are right. Google Ads Budget Tool, one platform solved. Inside Google Ads, you create a budget plan that tracks spend by week, month, quarter, or year. Enter your planned spend for the chosen period, and Google shows how your campaigns pace against that target. The tool estimates future spend based on current campaign performance and gives you pacing charts showing how budget gets used over time, which means you can check whether spending is on track and adjust directly in the platform. Here's where this method falls short. It only works inside Google Ads, so spend on LinkedIn, TikTok, Microsoft, or other platforms stays completely invisible. Projections rely on Google's own modeling, which doesn't always align with your cross-channel strategy. You still need spreadsheets or other tools to get a full picture, so you're back to manual reconciliation across multiple sources. Automated cross-channel tracking. Funnel's marketing intelligence platform gives you one system where all your ad spend data lives together, updates automatically, and connects directly to your performance metrics. This matters because you stop stitching together reports and start making decisions based on complete information. Push your first-party data into your ad platforms. Tell Meta exactly what events matter to your business. Tell LinkedIn who's worth more for your bottom line. Let algorithms learn how to optimize for value, not clicks. Funnel Activate automates this. Funnel pushes signal data to your ad platforms. Your targeting gets sharper, your attribution gets cleaner, your spend makes a bigger impact. Aligning spend tracking with business outcomes. Here's how great marketers test creative and what most get wrong. Let's say you're preparing a digital campaign for a new sneaker line launching in August, and your CMO allocates $10 million across key US markets. The challenge isn't creative or the audience. It's aligning spend with both seasonality and finance expectations. This means you need to pace investment to build awareness early, drive conversions near launch, and keep your finance team confident you're on target. With proper ad spend tracking, you monitor how each channel paces against your overall media plan. A pacing chart might show that Meta is spending faster than planned while Google lags behind, which means you adjust budgets in-platform to keep total spend aligned with your targets before the problem compounds. Insights like these don't just help you course correct during a campaign. They also inform how you plan future budgets by showing when and where spend delivers the most impact, so each campaign makes the next one smarter. Allocate budget according to demand. Avoid splitting budgets evenly across the year. Put more spend into high-demand periods like Black Friday, January fitness surges, or summer travel. Then use the quieter months to test creative or explore new channels. A retailer that allocates 40% of its annual budget to Q4 supports peak holiday shopping instead of spreading resources thin when demand is low. This matters because matching spend to demand multiplies impact without increasing budget. Make ROI part of daily decisions. ROI slips into the background when you're busy launching campaigns, producing creative, and managing automations. Yet it stays the metric C-suite cares about most. Platforms make it easy to set and forget, but that approach hides the full picture. Tracking spend without ROI is like knowing the bill but not what you ordered, which means you're reporting activity instead of impact. To protect budgets and prove impact, you need tracking that links spend to results and makes ROI part of daily decisions instead of something you calculate quarterly when budgets are up for review. Build alignment with finance. According to research from Google, when CFOs and CMOs work in close alignment, the company sees significantly better revenue growth. The driver is shared visibility into spend and ROI, which builds credibility with finance and makes it easier to defend or expand budgets. The opposite is also true. Every month, ad platforms issue invoices that land with accounts payable. When finance spots overages or unclear charges, they turn to marketing for answers. Without a central tracker, explanations are slow and credibility suffers. Here's a common example. A CFO receives $50,000 in invoices from Google Ads and Meta, but the budget cap for that month was $40,000. With no single source of truth, marketing scrambles to explain the $10,000 gap, and the conversation shifts from growth opportunities to budget overruns. Funnel closes that gap by giving both teams the same timely view of spend, ROI, and pacing across all channels. Finance gets accurate reporting without back-and-forth emails, while marketing gains trust, avoids budget disputes, and strengthens the case for future investment. This matters because when finance trusts your numbers, budget conversations shift from defense to growth. Take control of your spend. Spreadsheets and calendar reminders might hold things together temporarily, but they're fragile, slow, and prone to error. What you need is one system where planned and actual spend stays visible in real time, so you catch problems early instead of discovering them in monthly reconciliation. Funnel delivers exactly this. It pulls data automatically from hundreds of platforms and shows every channel side by side, which means you know instantly where money is going, how it's performing, and where to adjust. Finance sees the same view, which builds trust and turns budget conversations from interrogations into strategic planning sessions. With tracking this seamless, you move beyond reporting busy work. Funnel turns spend visibility into proof of impact and gives you the power to win bigger budgets because you're showing results, not justifying expenses. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more insights that help you take control of your marketing performance. See you next time.